This week on our slow journey, Andy licks a tree,
Oh my god, Andrew.
Hannah hugs a tree, and Andy tells some more terrible, knee-slapping dad jokes.
We're hiking and biking and seeing all the sights, and you should join us on our slow journey.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Hello. Today is February 24th.
Fourth.
And we are in Sequoia National Park, and welcome to week 22.
Ooh,
23? 22. Welcome to week 22. Welcome to week 23. We are in Sequoia National Park, and we're currently staring up at General Sherman, which is the biggest tree in the world by volume.
it's not the widest, it's not the tallest.
Because General Grant is the widest, which we saw last week.
Yeah, and there are unnamed taller ones out in the wilderness.
Yeah,
But this is, by volume,
the biggest.
the biggest.
And he is certainly a big one.
Oh yeah, one thing a sign over there said is if you're 6 feet looking up at General Sherman, it's as if you were a mouse looking up at someone who is 6 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Perspective.
Pretty crazy.
So,
We're as small as a mouse.
yeah, and you're even smaller.
Thanks. So we're going to hang out in Sequoia for this week and kind of just wander about, see some big trees, and we'll show you some. Bye.
Nice. Yeah, so that was General Sherman. We're just kind of walking around. I think. See what I have to deal with? Hey, Hannah.
Yeah.
What's the largest tree in the world by volume?
General Sherman, I believe.
Are you sure, man? Here we have the Congress Trail. Some of the sequoias in the Congress Trail are over 2,000 years old, which still makes them younger than some of our elected officials in Congress. I almost wonder what it tastes like.
I don't. Please don't. Oh my god, Andrew.
Doesn't really taste like it. There goes the tree hugger,
Yay.
hugging trees.
So furry.
Here's a little representation of how tall a sequoia can get. So right now, I am at the ground level. And if we look all the way up here, gotta zoom in,
I'm at the tippy top.
and I am at the tippy bottom. Crazy. You could barely see her. So how far away were you from me?
So I was 257 feet away, and that's the same height as this here tree, which is the sentinel tree.
Crazy. So we are now starting the Big Trees Trail. I guess we're gonna see some big trees. So this up to the right, it's another trail. We decided to go on this one down here because this one just seems a little bit unbearable. I just showed Hannah that last clip. What do you have to say?
This video is gonna be unbearable.
Wow. Wow. Rude.
So we found Clara. And no, it's not Clara Schultz. It's Clara Barton's tree right there. It's named after the woman who started American Red Cross. And this trail that we're on right now is called the Big Tree Trail. And it's just in a meadow. And there's a beautiful stream going through it, and then it's a meadow full of big trees. So we get to walk around it and see all different types of trees. So some of you who are watching the video might be wondering why there's a vast meadow amongst all these trees. And why aren't there any trees growing in the meadow? And it's because these trees, despite being large sequoias who need lots of water, can't handle having too much water. They're a little picky that way. So they won't be able to grow where a meadow is with a lot of water and there's a stream going through. But being right next to it provides just enough water for them.
And their roots are actually very shallow. They don't dig deep into the earth. So that probably plays a part into it as well.
Yeah.
So the roots are probably maybe even just digging right into the stream almost.
Yeah, and soaking it all up. Apparently all trails is incorrect because we found the actual Clara Barton tree.
With a placard and everything. So I don't know what the heck that other tree was back there.
It was a cool one, but
it was a cool one.
Not as cool as Clara's tree.
Yeah, but this is Clara's tree. So all trails, I guess you can't trust it.
Nope.
When it comes to naming trees.
Hello! Today is February 26th. It is our last full day in Sequoia National Park. We are on the Marble Falls Trail, and this is kind of like the last hurrah. Yesterday we kind of just hung out at camp and worked on some to-dos and just vibed in a gorgeous little campground. So now we're getting to explore a little bit more. And technically we're in the foothills of Sequoia, so 2 days ago we were up in like 6,000 to 7,000 feet of elevation, and now we're in around 2,000 to 3,000 feet of elevation, so a lot less, and so the environment is a bit different, but we get to walk along this beautiful river, and at the end of it is Marble Falls.
And there's no snow.
There's no snow,
yeah.
Which is kind of nice to walk.
So we'll see you at the falls.
Yeah.
Probably.
We'll show you some sights along the way.
Yeah, bye. We just passed a caution sign that says this entire 3-mile hike is uphill. So I guess we're getting our leg workout in today.
We'll see what we can do.
We'll see what we can do. Branches. Okay, this is probably. There we go. That was so smooth.
One thing about me, make hiking effortless.
Hello.
Hello.
We are still on Marble Falls Trail. We were at Marble Falls for a while. It was gorgeous. Taking some pictures, eating our lunch. Hannah was doing some stretches. And then I was focused on a waterfall.
And I was relaxing, enjoying the views, and I look up on the other side of the river and see 3 bears. And my heart starts pounding, and I'm yelling at Andy, and he can't hear me because the waterfalls are so loud. So I like run over to him, and I'm like, Andy, bears. And then we take the scene in because we are a whole waterfall away from them.
They were a good distance. They would have
Yeah.
had to leap a few hundred feet.
And they
to get
definitely
to us.
weren't paying any attention to us.
No, they were not.
So we took some pictures. I don't know if they're any good, but we did.
It was just with our phones. And so I always, whenever we go on hikes, I bring my like my wide angle lens, and I always keep my zoom lens as a backup, just in case something happens. But I was like, oh, this is a longer hike. Probably not going to see anything anyways. So I didn't freaking bring it.
And then we saw bears.
And then we saw bears. So annoying.
But now we're...
I have these ones to compensate, but
Yeah.
I didn't get pictures of the real thing.
Yeah.
So.
And bear spray is at the ready just in case, but we have been walking a good distance, and
Yeah,
so we're
it's been
nowhere
like a
near
half
them.
hour since we saw them. So.
Yeah.
And they're black bears, so they're docile. They won't mess with you unless you mess with them. So I didn't feel really any any actual danger.
I think I was just overwhelmed with the idea of danger. So, and they were working their way down the river.
Yes.
I don't think it would have been easy for them to cross, but just in case, we said let's skedaddle. So
Yeah. So we cut our visit to Marble Falls.
a little short, but it was a good view while we had it, and
Yeah.
we saw bears after 5 months of being on the road.
Yeah. I wanted to take pictures of bears, and we finally saw them, and I wasn't equipped. So guess we'll have to find some more in the future. Hey Hannah, turns out that it was good that I wore my Brewers hat today.
Oh yeah?
You know why?
Why?
Because Cubs are afraid of the Brewers.
Dang.
Little baseball joke for ya.
Did it. We did it.
All done. You can start this one.
I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, everybody.
Good morning.
Today is March 1st, so welcome to a new month.
Yeah.
As you can see, we are in a very different climate. Last time we saw you, we were in Sequoia National Park in California. And now we are in Arizona, and we're in Petrified Forest National Park.
Oh yeah.
Yesterday, we just kind of hung out, and the day prior, we drove our longest stretch yet. We thought we were gonna take a little breather at Mojave, but we decided to drive, like 8 to 9 hours
Yeah.
to get to Flagstaff, Arizona.
So instead of breaking it up, which is what we usually do, we decided just to push on, drive it all in one go.
Yep.
Which I think kind of paid off. We get to have more of a chill day yesterday instead of driving.
and then doing laundry and stuff. We ended up
Yeah.
getting an Airbnb so that we
Yeah.
could get reset.
Oh yeah,
Andy,
we kind of had the heebie-jeebies after that last hike in Sequoia, because we got back to the campground. I was making a dinner, and I had a sharp pain in my side, and I didn't really think anything of it. I was like, oh, it's probably, whatever. Just did a long hike, but it kept going, so I felt, and there was something there. I was like, uh-oh. So I picked my shirt up, and sure enough, there was a tick latched on. So we got it removed, got it cleaned up. I mean, it wasn't on me for very long, like no more than an hour, rather. So I think I'm fine, but we both just kind of got the heebie-jeebies. So
Yeah.
we wanted to
clean all of our clothes, clean the bed, all
Yeah.
that. So we just kind of did a reset. We'll be at the Airbnb for one more night, and then we'll be headed to Grand Canyon soon.
Yeah.
You'll see Grand Canyon next week. One other thing that's going on today, March 1st of 2025, is a big protest happening throughout all the national parks and open lands and places throughout the U.S. right now, just because of layoffs and firings that shouldn't have happened with rangers. So trying to make our voices heard, and so you might see us holding some signs throughout the day. So yeah, just wanted to note that as well. But we'll be enjoying the beautiful day, beautiful scenery behind us, and catch you on some of our stops along the way.
Bye.
So this is the Route 66 stop with a 1932 Studebaker. And then these poles right here are indicating where the historic Route 66 used to be. Hello!
Hello. We've done the entire drive, so this is another park. We've been to a few where it's mostly just you drive around.
Yeah, well,
And-
drive through basically.
Yeah, you
Any
drive
kind of
through.
stop
And
here and there.
a lot of pull-offs.
Yeah.
A lot of little hikes, but nothing.
Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy. But it was really cool to see, especially how some of the landscape can change pretty quickly with just, driving 15, 20 miles. But we're finally to the area where there are a lot of petrified trees, which is where this national park, of course, gets its name. And I thought we would take a minute to explain how it got its name.
Yeah.
And by we, I mean Hannah.
I'll try my best. So there is a lot of petrified wood, as you can see, along and probably behind us. So a long time ago, there was trees and a bunch of water. And when the trees fell into the water, all of the salt from the water kind of covered it over, and it was like buried in the salt and sand. And once, time happened, as it does, that salt was absorbed into the wood.
And other minerals.
And
not just, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm getting there.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Because of the salt, it allowed the quartz to be absorbed into the wood and kind of allow for this petrification to happen. And because of the quartz, there's also a lot of minerals like manganese and some others that I can't recall at this current moment. But that allows for a lot of these colors to come about within the petrified version of the wood. So
This one up here is the most iconic.
Yeah.
We got a patch with this tree on it. So, oh yeah, even if you come in here, kind of in the cracks.
Shows you. Watch the sun. Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Yeah, this is a cool example because you can see the texture of the bark and you can see the rings of the tree, but it's rock.
Rock solid.
Yeah.